voice now before you make a next move. Take it easy, bubble and a sip too. Come relax your mind now for me. Settle down now, take it easy.
NCSA in the morning. Good morning, Barbados. I'm Deanza Roberts, your host of this lovely 10-minute segment right here from the NCSA's Office of National Council on Substance Abuse, where we bring to you what the staff do every day, what they do for the rest of the week, their projects, their program. We want you to be up to date in terms of what they do so you will understand exactly their individual roles here at the NCSA. I'm having a cup of tea, and my guest this morning is Paulavette Atkinson, energetic, always ready to work. She has been in the community, she has been on the blogs. Paulavette is a program officer. Good morning, Paulavette.
Good morning.
What are you having?
Good morning. I'm having a cup of tea.
Oh, so am I.
Yes, and it's a wonderful start to this new week. And I'm very excited, I'm very pumped.
You're always excited, always excited, yes. Paulavette, exactly what's your plans for today? What's your plans for the rest of the week?
Well, a very exciting week, Deanza. This week I'll be continuing with the workplace program. This is an exciting program where we go directly into the workplaces of many of our hardworking Barbadians like yourselves within the public and private sector. And we facilitate education with a difference.
Wow.
And how do we do that? Well, you know, coming to work every day is different. And when you come to work, you don't leave your family life behind. Whilst you're focusing on your everyday duties, the family is still important, other commitments are important. So it's important to have a work environment that's comfortable, that is safe, where people feel the energy, they want to come to work, even if they're having a day that's not so productive, that they have people around them that can cheer them up and work well together with them. So our program is all about ensuring that we can build on that dynamic and the environment in the workplace. So we provide education, as I said, with a difference. It's very interactive. And the first thing is we want people to understand certainly about the harm that drugs can have. And the fact is, that's why I mentioned that you don't leave your home life behind. You come to work, you're a total person. And your work is a part of your overall being and your life. So the whole thing is, how can we integrate these segments? If you're having stress at home, or you're having any issues with your family members, your loved ones, that can definitely impact your mental health and your productivity. So it's all about how do we maintain that balance and to ensure that when people do have situations which are stressful or they're trying times, that they know how to cope. How to cope.
So you go into the workplaces, you want to
give you an idea.
What exactly you do? You just go in and talk.
No, we don't.
Tell me about the activities when you go into these places and how long it takes.
Well, we've been working with the Ministry of Transport, Works and Maintenance for the last year or so, because you know they have a very big force.
Big complement.
And different departments.
Yes.
So we've been doing work with the supervisors, and where the supervisors are concerned, we looked at the intervention strategies. How do you deal with persons who are under your supervision in a way that it is a caring type of attitude that you're bringing across? It is an attitude that says, hey, I care about you as a person. I value you as a team member. At the same time, I recognize that there may be some stressors that are stopping you from being your best and giving of your best. How do I approach that person? So we had some workplace scenario sessions a few months ago. And we had them put themselves in the place of a co-worker who was coming to work, and from the outset you're looking on, you don't know what's happening because that person's life is not your business. But as a team member or a co-worker, you can see different behavioral traits that might be different, or their mannerisms or just how they respond and interact might be different. So how do you approach that person, especially if this behavior is not the norm and if it's been going on for some time? How do you approach that person who you are supervising? So you don't want to get into their personal business, but at the same time, you want to let them know, hey, I care. Something is wrong or something seems off.
So you do skits and stuff
like that? We do skits. So the supervisor becomes the person. And the other team members, they also put themselves in the role of the person who's going through the stress or who is not performing. And we do role play. In that way, if you put yourselves in
somebody else's shoe,
hopefully it will help you to see the situation a bit more clearly.
That
So we
sounds
had
good.
a wonderful time, and you get to the bottom of it in terms of people's how they view things, because for some people seeing is believing.
It is.
But it's also to really look at the fact that all of us have lives away from work, and sometimes that can impact on how we do our work. So how do we get that person to be able to address the stress or the issues that are causing them not to be at their best, but at the same time be able to still function in the work environment?
I think I want to go one day when you go to one of these workplaces and see what you do. And just a reminder that NCSA is on Facebook, NCSA Barbados. We're also on Instagram, we're also on YouTube, and sooner or later I'll tell you about the other social media platform that we will be on. And we are launching our new website really soon. Stay tuned for that. So Paula, back to you.
Yes.
While you have some more tea.
Of course, darling.
Don't forget, P Customs Agency, thank you so much for your continued support. Paula, in terms of going into these workplaces and getting that feel, do you think that the workers themselves understand what goes on at the NCS in terms of the projects and the programs and stuff? Or is it a case where they just don't know, and until you went they actually know what's going on?
Well, most people have heard of the NCSA, and they know that they would usually say, well, yes, y'all deal with drugs, right?
It's the first thing,
Yeah, so many times, that is the normal response.
Yes.
But it's also to hear from them, what do you know about drugs? What do you know about the NCSA? So it allows us to get some insight into what they already know, whether it's about the agency and the services we offer. Many times they don't know we have a counseling service that they can access along with their family members. And that always proves to be an eye-opener, where they realize, hey, here's another component of the agency that can help me if I ever need it.
Yeah,
and also, it gives us an opportunity to understand what are the realities that they're dealing with. I'll give you a wonderful example. Only a few weeks ago, we were doing an intervention at one of the depots.
Good.
And that was very exciting because one of the ladies, she said to me, well, I've done something like this before. I said, well, that's no problem. That is wonderful. It will give you an opportunity perhaps to reinforce something you already know, or maybe learn something new. And that same lady came to me after. She said, oh my God, it was so exciting. And so, because we also did the simulations with the goggles. This is where now the workers themselves, they also have an understanding of the effects that drugs can have on the individual, and in a very short space of time. So many of them, there's an activity I do with writing your name. Simple thing. You know how to write your name. You write your name for various things.
Yes.
You write throughout the day, or maybe sometimes you just, have to write something down. It's a simple activity. But then, if you introduce alcohol, for example, into the mix, it changes things. It changes your perspective.
How you write your name.
How you write your name.
Correct.
And a simple activity like that draws so much feedback in terms of themselves being in that place. And they're saying, hey, I never thought that, and their peers, their co-workers get to look on and see how they're doing what they're doing and give feedback. And they themselves get to look back and see, well, hey, this is how I wrote my name normally. But hey, after this activity.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So you see the different activities you bring to the workplace. Part of that, I know we're running out of time soon. We have to stop. But I would love to have you back on this program to continue to tell us more about these workplace interventions. I think Barbadians need to understand exactly how substance use and abuse, how it works with you, understand what the NCSA does from the headquarters in Belleville. They go to the communities, they're on the blocks, they do so much training, the counseling session and all of that. So I will be back next Monday, God's willing, with you with this wonderful program, NCS in the Morning. It will not be Paula Vet next week, but she will be back to give you more information. I want you to always remember the National Council on Substance Abuse, taking charge of change. Paula Vet, thank you so much for joining me this morning for tea.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It's been more than a pleasure.
And I look forward.
And I want you to say it with me, NCS in the Morning. Let's go. NCS in the Morning. Thank you, Barbados.
Easy bubble and I see you. Come relax your mind now for me. Settle down now, take it easy.